In a word shaped by war, fate and the clash of powerful bloodlines. What if destiny has chosen a different path? What if the yellow flash wasn't just a prodigy of the leaf, but also carried the burning gaze of the Sharingan? What if Minato Namikaze was born into the Uchiha clan? And what if his Naruto didn't just inherit the will of fire, but a storm of chakra and legacy from both the Uchiha and Uzumaki clans? This is Sage What Ifs, where we don't just retell the story, we reshape it. Hello guys, this is the third part of What If Minato Was an Uchiha and Naruto inherited both legacies. Let's start the video. And then Naruto woke up next day and then he was so sad. He told Kushina about this. Kushina was waiting there for Naruto to wake up. On the other side, Anbu went to Minato and then told him about Naruto that he woke up. Minato was crying when he was telling Minato about Shisui, Hinata and Yamato. And then Minato got to know that Naruto has got the Mangekyou Sharingan. But he doesn't know his Mangekyou abilities, so Minato decided that he himself will now train Naruto till he become Genin. This is how Shinobi's world is. Naruto, you will have to understand it. Naruto, if you are not ready for this you can leave it. A shinobi is the person who endures the pain and protects others. You will have to kill others too for protecting your friends and then people you love the most, Minato said to Naruto. When Yamato woke up he looked for Naruto first. When he saw Minato, Kushina and Naruto there, he went towards Naruto, hugged him. Are you okay, Naruto? Yamato asked. Elder brother, Naruto said and hugged Yamato. I was worried about you, Naruto, Yamato said to Naruto. Naruto was silent, he was not saying anything. On the other hand, Shisui was still under observation. It took Shisui a week to fully heal and then he woke up. Kushina was waiting for him there. And Naruto was now with Yamato. Kushina sent Kakashi to call for Minato. Minato came there and saw Shisui there. Are you okay, Shisui? Minato asked. Yes, I am okay, Lord Fourth. What about others? They all are okay, Minato said. And then with Sasuke, Itachi reached there. And then Yamato too came there with Naruto. Shisui smiled towards Naruto. Naruto went towards Shisui and sat beside him holding his hand like a younger brother. Itachi was smiling after watching that. He knew that Naruto cared about Shisui. And then they all left towards the house. And in the night Hinata came to their house to see Naruto with her mother. How are you, Hoshiko? How about Hinata? Hinata was hiding behind Hoshiko. She was worried about Naruto so she wanted to come here, Hoshiko said. Naruto went towards Hinata and then asked her how she is. I am okay, Naruto, Hinata said to Naruto. And then they both sat there with Kushina. What was that thing, Naruto? Hinata nervously asked. So she too has seen Nine Tails chakra, Kushina thought in her mind. I guess it is time to tell them truth. Hoshiko, you already know about this, right? Kushina asked. Yes, I know, and I didn't tell her. She didn't ask me this, Hoshiko said. Hinata, do you know about the Nine Tails? Kushina asked. Hinata nodded. When I was so weak, then Minato has divided Nine Tails in two parts and then he had to seal another part of Nine Tails into Naruto to save me and save the village, Kushina said to Hinata. Hinata was shocked to know about that. So Naruto is just like me, he has 9 tails in his body, Kushina said. Hinata was silent. It's up to you, Hinata, if you want to train with Naruto or not, but I think you should know the truth. Naruto didn't react on that. Kushina was thinking that why Naruto was not reacting. What happened, Naruto? Did you understand what did I said? Kushina asked. Yes, Mom, to protect your dad has sealed half 9 tails in my body so I am like you, Jinchuriki, Naruto said. And you are not sad at this? Kushina asked. No, because dad has to do it, so protect you. No, Naruto, it is not a whole truth. Minato came there and said to Naruto. Really, then what is the full truth? Naruto asked. Naruto, I could have sealed another half on 9 tails inside me or any other person. But you were most likely the person with strong body who can handle 9 tails chakra. So this is why I chose you to become the Jinchuriki, so that you can get more power from 9 tails and can help the village, Minato said. So it was a sacrifice, Minato said. Minato was serious. It's okay, Dad, my dad cannot do anything wrong, Naruto said to Minato. Minato smiled at that. He really is mature, Hoshiko said to Kushina. Kushina was now emotional to see Naruto like this. I love you, Naruto, Kushina said to Naruto. Yamato came there too and he saw Kushina hugging Naruto. He was happy to see that. So Yamato, how is your training going on? Minato asked. It's good, Dad, Yamato said. Good, remember that you have to protect Naruto and the village, you are his elder brother. Yamato nodded. He already knew that he was an orphan, but he always got the love from Kushina and Minato and from Naruto too. Nobody even talks about this. After that day Minato himself started training Yamato, Naruto and Hinata. He used to create a clone so that he can train his kids and used to work at the Hokage office himself. Itachi, Sasuke and Shisui used to come there for their training, but most of the time they used to be on missions. So mostly there used to be Hinata, Sasuke and Naruto. Since Naruto didn't know about any ninjutsu except Shadow Clone. At first Minato taught Naruto about the fire-style fireball jutsu. Naruto learned that in just 2 weeks. Since Sasuke already knew about the fireball jutsu. So Minato taught him Phoenix Flower Jutsu and told them both to control their Sharingan. Sasuke checked out all of their chakra. Hinata had lightning style and the water style. So first Minato told Hinata about the elemental chakra control because Hinata has mastered her Byakugan and her Taijutsu and she was improving that. Minato told Hinata to control water drops at first and then do the lightning chakra control exercise to add the lightning chakra to the kunai. At the night when Sasuke used to train with his mother, Kushina used to train Hinata and Naruto medical ninjutsu. Hiyashi used to check out Hinata. And he was happy that she was getting training from Kushina and Minato himself. In 1 week Naruto started making clone to finish his training fast, and because of having so much chakra his clones used to last more. Naruto mastered the Fireball Jutsu Phoenix Flower Jutsu. Sasuke mastered the Phoenix Flower Jutsu and improved his Fireball Jutsu. And the next jutsu Minato taught Naruto and Sasuke was the Fire-style Dragon Flame. In the next week Naruto and Sasuke both mastered the Dragon Flame Jutsu. And Hinata in that much time learned to control water and using lighting chakra into the kunai and shuriken. And then Minato checked out Sasuke and Naruto's chakra nature. Sasuke had fire style and lightning style. Naruto had wind release, lightning release and water release, and since Naruto already knew about fire style he got now 4 chakra nature. His fire release was weaker than those 3 chakra nature and the wind release was the strongest chakra nature of Naruto. Then Minato told Sasuke and Naruto to practice adding lightning chakra and wind chakra into the kunai. For the next whole week they learned to add the chakra into the kunai and shuriken, and Minato taught Hinata lightning style thunderclap arrow. And then again in the next week Hinata learned the water wave and Sasuke learned thunderclap arrow too. Naruto learned the wind style gale palm. And with his clone Naruto was learning other jutsus too, like thunderclap arrow and water wave too. After that Minato started working on their speed. 2.5 months they only worked on their speed. They became even more faster than Genin level shinobis, and then Minato told them to practice their fighting style with that speed. For 3 months they trained their taijutsu and used to work on their speed. And their speed was faster and taijutsu become even stronger than before. And then next 6 months told them to improve those things and master them fully. After that day Naruto, Hinata and Sasuke started training more and more and perfected those jutsu and increased their speed and strength. And they become stronger than before. Hinata and Naruto was getting medical ninjutsu training from Kushina. Their medical ninjutsu was now good. Then Minato taught all 3 substitution jutsu and transformation jutsu. They mastered that in a week and started practicing their taijutsu. Naruto gave Hinata chakra weights to increase her strength, and Naruto already strong, he already learned to control chakra in a good way. It was not perfect but was good. They practiced taijutsu the whole year, and when they were 10-year-old Minato decided that he will teach Naruto Rasengan when he will become Genin. It was time for the Genin exam now. Everything was good now. Naruto with Hinata went towards the academy, where they first gave the written exam and then they gave the aim test. Naruto, Sasuke and Hinata got the perfect score in all those exams. And then it was time for 3 basic ninjutsu. They all gave that test and Naruto, Sasuke and Hinata become the Genin, and they now have the 1 week leaves. And the next week they have to go their team assignment. In that 1 week Hinata and Naruto learned to break the genjutsu. And Sasuke learned the same thing from his mother. And now they have to go to academy for the team assignment. Today is your team assignment, Iruka said. Today you will get assigned to a team which will consist of 3 Genin and 1 Jonin sensei. After today you will become the official shinobi, Iruka said. So take care of you and make your village proud and your parents and teachers proud, Iruka said to them. Then he started announcing the teams. Naruto was hearing Iruka. Team 7 will consist of Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno and Kiba Inuzuka. Sakura was happy about this, that Sasuke was in her team. Team 7's Jonin sensei will be Kakashi Hatake. And Team 8 will consist on Naruto Uchiha, Hinata Hyuga and Shino Aburame, and Jonin sensei will be Shisui Uchiha. Why the hell he got Shisui as a teacher, Sasuke thought in his mind. Sasuke now was thinking that Naruto was in Shisui's team because he was the son of Hokage. And his jealousy with Naruto increased more. Naruto and Hinata was happy about this. And since Team 9 is already there, so the Team 10 will consist of Shikamaru Nara, Choji Akamichi and Ino Yamanaka. What really had to be with these two lazy idiots, Ino said. Choji and Shikamaru didn't even react to that, and Naruto smiled towards Choji. Choji smiled back at Naruto because they were friends. And now wait for your Jonin sensei here and then you will go with them, Iruka said to them. After few minutes Asuma came there and took Team 10 with him. And then Shisui came there and said, sorry I got late. Naruto, Hinata and Shino come with me, Shisui said to them, and took them towards the training ground. So introduce yourself one by one, Shisui said to them. I am Shinobi Aburame, I like bugs and I am an insect user. I want to become the strongest insect user in the whole Leaf Village. I am Hinata Hyuga, I like cinnamon rolls, I want to become strong like my father and kind like my mother, Hinata said to Shisui. I am Naruto Uzumaki Uchiha, I like ramen my friends and I will become Hokage like my dad, Naruto said and smiled. That's good, Shisui said to them. We will meet in the morning at 7 o'clock and I will suggest you to not to eat breakfast in the morning tomorrow, Shisui said to them. And then he left from there via sunshine. And then Shino, Hinata and Naruto left from there. So what do you think about to eat breakfast in the morning, Naruto asked Shino and Hinata. Sensei had told us to not to eat, Naruto, Hinata said. Yes, she is right, Shino said. He didn't say that don't eat, he said I will suggest you to not to eat means we can eat if we want. You are actually right, Naruto, Shino said to Naruto. So what do you think we should do, Hinata asked. Hinata, we cannot fight him without eating something. So eat something to get the energy, Naruto said. Right, Shino and Hinata said. So Hinata, are you coming for the training, Naruto said to Hinata. You can come with us, Shino, if you want, Naruto said to Shino. Shino was a silent genius, he didn't use to speak so much, so he went with Naruto and Hinata. Where they were training their taijutsu and Shino started his own practice. Shino noticed that Hinata and Naruto was practicing so hard without taking rest. Hinata stopped after 2 hours but Naruto was still training. Naruto stopped after 4 to 5 hours. He was using the clones between the training. He was shocked to know about Naruto's chakra reserves. And then they three left towards their houses. And then they reached at the training ground on time and Shisui was waiting for them there. Naruto, Hinata and Shino greeted Shisui. So let's start it, Shisui said to them. So basically you all three will have to show me your skills today, okay? For doing this you will have to give a test, Shisui said. I have those 2 bells and if you all together will be able to get these bells from me then you will be my team, otherwise you all three will have to go back to academy, Shisui said to them. Are you ready, Shisui said to them. They three nodded. Naruto, Hinata and Shino ran towards the bushes. So what are we doing, Hinata asked. First we will have to make a strategy that how we can take the bells from him, Shino said to Hinata and Naruto. Yes, Shino, make a plan, remember he is sensory type shinobi, his vision is sharper than us and he is a genius, Naruto said. Tell us when the strategy is ready, until that time me and Hinata will stop him, Naruto said. Let's go, Hinata, before he come here, Naruto said. Naruto and Hinata went in front of Shisui. Hinata, you know what we are not supposed to do, Naruto said to Hinata. And then Naruto and Hinata together started attacking on Shisui with their taijutsu. Naruto deactivated his chakra weight and Hinata too did it, and now they both were going all out against Shisui. They are fast, Shisui thought in his mind, and then he was thinking about to increase his speed. But Naruto and Hinata was fast, so they were able to keep up with his at that time, but Shisui was faster than them both, say he was able to dodge the attacks. Shino got his chance and he silently sent some of his bugs so that he can steal the bells from him. He sent them from ground, not in the air, since Hinata was not watching towards Shisui's eyes, she was mostly watching at his legs and the body movements, and then she saw Shino's bugs there. Naruto, more fast, Hinata said to Naruto. And then Naruto and Sasuke started using more chakra for the speed. That's amazing, their speed is more than a genin level, they are at least on low jonin level in skills, and about chakra Hinata has a good amount of chakra, probably more like a high chunin, but Naruto, his chakra is at least on my level. With that amount of chakra, he will become so strong, Shisui thought in his mind. His chakra will get stronger than mine by the time he is Uzumaki too, and their chakras are always big, Shisui thought in his mind and smiled. And then Shisui started using his body flicker technique so fast, and now Naruto and Hinata was not able to read his movements. They were just able to some after images are like clones. This much clones, Naruto was thinking in his mind. Naruto, the middle one is the real one, Hinata told Naruto after using her Byakugan. Naruto and Hinata started attacking on the real one, but they were not able to hit him because he was so fast. Hinata and Naruto was trying very hard to track the real Shisui. And in that much time Shino stole the bells from Shisui. Shino came out of the bushes and went towards Naruto and Hinata. "So what is our strategy?" Naruto asked. "There is no need to make a strategy because I got the bells," Shino said to Naruto and Hinata. "But how?" Naruto asked. And in front of them Shisui stopped. "What happened? Why you three stopped?" Shisui asked. "Because we got the bells," Naruto said to Shisui. Shisui smiled towards them. "That's good, your teamwork would be good for your team," Shisui said to them. "So from tomorrow we will start doing missions and I will train you," Shisui said to them. "Keep up your good work," Shisui said to him. And then left from there. "So he knew that I have taken the bells," Shino said. "I guess he does," Naruto said. He didn't even check out his bells like he already knew that, Shino said. "Yes, you are right, he is a genius beyond our level, Shino," Naruto said to Shino. "I guess you are right," Shino said to Naruto. And then they again left for the training. Shino didn't have any friends, so he was now with his friends who used to notice him. He was happy in his team now. And then from next day they started doing the D-rank missions. "Come on guys, finish 3 D ranks and then we will train," Shisui said to them. Naruto and Hinata were using clones to finish their D-rank missions as soon as possible. In the noon they completed 3 D-rank missions and then they had the whole evening to train. "So about you shadow clones. How much shadow clones you can create?" Shisui asked. "I can create 5, Naruto said. And then Shisui looked towards Hinata. "I only create 1 of 2 clones when I need. You guys know that you can create much more shadow clones for the distraction," Shisui said to Naruto and Hinata. "It has the same hand sign, you just need to imagine the number in your head and then split your chakra equally into them. You can create 10 or 20 clones. Hinata, since you don't have Naruto's level chakra, so I will suggest you to now to use more than 5 clones, and it is not just a suggestion, it's a warning. About you Shino, I think you should create the bug clones, can you?" Shisui asked. "Not perfectly," Shino replied. "Then first work at your clones, you all 3. I will be training here with you, don't hesitate to ask anything," Shisui said to them and started his training again. And then they 3 started training themselves. And in the evening Hinata and Naruto went back towards Naruto's home. Minato was waiting for the there. "Kushina, teach Hinata medical jutsu. I want to teach him new jutsu since Hinata's style is not ninjutsu, so she will not be learning this," Minato said. And then Kushina took Hinata with her. "So Naruto, do you know you have the Mangekyou Sharingan?" Minato asked. "Yes, I know," Naruto said. "How many times you have used them?" "Not even once," Naruto said. "I think you should learn to use them, and remember, do not use them so much, use them when you are with me only," Minato said to Naruto. And then Naruto activated his Mangekyou Sharingan. "First Naruto, check your left eye ability and then right one." Naruto used his left eye first and then he noticed that he was able to see his past memories again. And then he used his right eye and then he used his right eye and then see another image. "Which exactly happened in next 5 seconds, so how what that?" Minato asked. "With my left I can see my past memories and with right eye I can see 5 seconds in future," Naruto said to Minato. "You have inherited that ability from me," Minato said to Naruto. "Train you these eyes for a week, then I will teach you a new jutsu," Minato said to Naruto. "Which one?" Naruto asked. Minato created a Rasengan in his hand and then showed it to Naruto. "That's awesome, Dad," Naruto said to Minato, and then Naruto started using his Mangekyou Sharingan, watching his good memories and watching 5 seconds into the future, but Naruto was able to use both the abilities for 5 minutes only and then his eyes started bleeding. Naruto healed his eyes and then clear his blood, and then Naruto noticed that after healing them Naruto was able to use them again, and it means heal them automatically after using, and he can use them however much he wants. "Mom, is there any technique I can learn so that my eyes automatically heal them and I can use them too?" Naruto asked. "Yes, you can use the Byakugo seal for this," Kushina said. "If you can train your cells to heal automatically, and you can use my chakra storing seal for more chakra," Minato said to Naruto. "Minato, why you don't want him to use Byakugo seal?" "Because this seal will store more chakra and he can learn to heal himself with the same speed you do," Minato said. "So you have used this seal?" Kushina asked Minato. "Yes, I did it, and I have stored 10 Sage Jutsu chakra with body rules. And I made it for Yamato so that he can become strong," Minato said. Yamato was there hearing about this. "Really, Dad, you made it for me?" Yamato asked. "Yes, because you don't have so much chakra, so I made it for you. Maybe in future you will need more chakra to become strong," Minato said to Yamato. Minato applied that seal on Yamato and then Naruto. Since Hinata was sitting there and learning the healing jutsu, so Minato applied one seal on her body too. Thanks Lord Fourth, Hinata said. Thanks Dad, Yamato and Naruto said. Now I will become stronger, that Kakashi, Yamato said and smiled. Minato smiled after hearing that. From the next day Naruto started storing chakra into the chakra storing seal after completing 3D rank and the training of Shadow Clone Jutsu. And in the night Hinata used to learn medical ninjutsu and Naruto used to use his manjutsu abilities. Naruto did it for a week. And after a week Naruto noticed that his vision was blur now. He told Minato about this. I guess you are ready for it now, Minato said to Naruto. They both went towards Kushina and Minato talked to Shisui too and Naruto got a leave that day. Hinata, Shisui and Shino did their missions for the day and trained for the day. On the other hand, Tsunade reached there. Minato called her for the help. And then the process of transplanting the eyes started. And then after transplanting, Tsunade and Kushina together healed Minato and Naruto's eyes. They both healed Naruto and Minato's eyes fully and their eyes got healed fully till the evening and then they both opened their eyes. They both got the M's. Naruto to Minato, who already had M's, took risk for giving Naruto M's. There were so many chances for him to get blind but he did it for Naruto. Naruto was happy because of that. After the transplantation Minato told Naruto now he can use those manjutsu with no limit without blindness. Naruto smiled towards Minato and thanked Minato for it. And then he thanked Kushina and Tsunade for this. Thanks Mom and thanks Grandma Tsunade to heal us, Naruto said to Tsunade and Kushina. Thanks Kushina. And thanks Lady Tsunade for the help, Minato said to Tsunade. It's okay Minato, take care of your son in the village, Tsunade said to Minato. And from the next day again Naruto started going on the D-rank missions and used to train with Shisui. After 3 D ranks Shisui told them to increase their speed more and the sharp their reflex Shisui used to train them hard. He was a kind teacher. On the other hand, Kakashi used to come late every time and Sasuke used to get angry on him, so Kakashi started pushing Sasuke very hard in training, but still it cannot beat Naruto with chakra more like a Jonin. On the other hand, they worked on their speed and reflexes so much. And after 2 weeks when Shisui saw that they all three has become strong and faster that before he decided to give them some real battle experience, so he asked Minato for a C rank mission. And then Minato gave them the mission of Land of Waves. And there came Tazuna. Since this time they all three were 10 years old, Tazuna got furious that now he will have to give his life in the hands of 3 kids. These kids and stronger than any Chunin in the Hidden Leaf, and I am just taking on this mission because it is their first mission outside the village, so don't you ever call my Genin's kid before seeing what they have, Shisui said. And smiled after that. It's okay Shisui. Don't worry Tazuna, Shisui is one of the strongest Jonin in the whole Leaf Village, he just wants to give his students good time, otherwise he is alone enough to complete even S-rank missions, Minato said to Tazuna. I will believe it if you are saying it, Hokage-sama, Tazuna said. Shisui, Hinata and Shino left from there. While they were going towards the training ground, Shisui asked. So how was your day, Naruto, with Lord Hokage? It was good sensei, I got new eyes, Naruto said to Shisui. Shisui got shocked to know that Naruto got the eternal manjutsu Sharingan at the age of 10. Shisui smiled. Lord Fourth really loves him so much that he even didn't think about the consequences of transplantation. He could have lost his eternal manjutsu Sharingan. He really is good father. Naruto is lucky to have him as his father. And Shisui wanted Naruto realize what Minato has done for him, so he would be grateful to Minato. So you have now eternal manjutsu Sharingan, Shisui asked. Yes, Naruto said. But Lord Fourth already had the eternal manjutsu Sharingan, so he risked his eternal manjutsu Sharingan so that you can get the eternal manjutsu Sharingan. What? Is that means that Dad could have lost his eternal manjutsu Sharingan so that I can have the eternal manjutsu Sharingan, Naruto asked. Yes, Naruto, Shisui said to Naruto. My dad is great, he loves me so much, Naruto said, and Shisui was able to see the sadness in his eyes after that. Sensei, what is the eternal manjutsu Sharingan? First step is Sharingan, and the upgraded version of Sharingan is manjutsu Sharingan, but the manjutsu Sharingan uses so much chakra from user's body that his eyes starts bleeding, and so much use of it can make the host fully blind. To avoid the risk if a user changes his manjutsu Sharingan with his close relative whose chakra is so compatible with him. After swapping their eyes, both the user gets the eternal manjutsu Sharingan. There are only few shinobis who got the eternal manjutsu Sharingan in the history. First one was Madara Uchiha and then second one was Lord Fourth. He got the eternal manjutsu Sharingan after transplanting his father's eyes in his eyes. And now Naruto, for who Lord Fourth risked his eternal Mangekyou Sharingan so that he can get the eternal Mangekyou Sharingan. That's so good. I have seen Lord Hokage loves Naruto so much, Hinata said and smiled. Yes, of course you would. Now you spent your most of the time with them, Shisui said. He really is a good person. He helped me too in the training, Shisui said to them. So you both will again work on your speed, and Naruto, you will be using your Mangekyou to spar against me, Shisui said to Naruto. And then Naruto started having a spar with Shisui. And now Naruto was able to see clearly Shisui's movements and his moves. Shisui noticed that Naruto was able to see his moves, so he decided to confuse him. And he started using the body flicker techniques, and then Shisui saw that Naruto was able to see him. Naruto crossed his fingers and created 50 clones and started attacking on the shadow, and he himself started trying to attack on the real Shisui. After few minutes Shisui stopped Naruto. It is okay Naruto, for now tomorrow we will have to go on a mission, so don't push yourself so hard. Even it was a level 1 body flicker technique, but you were able to see that, and because of the reflexes training you were even able to react on it. If you want to learn this technique, then you will have to increase your speed for you level of chakra. This technique will be good, Shisui said to Naruto. Naruto smiled towards him. Now Hinata and Shino, it is your turn. Both of you attack on me with your powerful techniques, Shisui said to them. Hinata started using her Byakugan and Shino started using his bugs to attack on Shisui. At first they were using their techniques, and then Shisui pushed Hinata back so that she had to use long-range attacks, and he went close to Shino so that he had to use the close combat. When Hinata pushed back and she saw that Shino was now fighting with Shisui in close combat. Hinata made some hand signs, water style water wave, Hinata said. And then lightning style thunderclap arrow, Hinata said, and added lightning into the water wave. Shino and Shisui dodged that attack using their speed. And then Shisui stopped both of them. Have you noticed something? Shisui asked. If the shinobi in front of you is stronger than you, he can make you use the things you are not trained in, and to avoid the things you will have to learn few things to confuse them. Just like Hinata's main style is Byakugan and her taijutsu, so she sometimes will need to use ninjutsu, which she has already learned. About you. You are long-range fighter, but still I came close to you. If you didn't have trained you taijutsu, you would have died if it was a real battle. And now you both have to improve these things too, Shisui said to them. Remember, we cannot win against strong shinobi with our strength, we only can win against them using our mind, Shisui said to them. Both of them nodded. Naruto, train your Mangekyou and you two can take rest if you want, Shisui said to them and left from there. Shino was happy after getting in that team. And on the other hand, Kakashi was pushing Sakura, Kiba and Sasuke so hard so that they can become strong. Naruto, Shino and Hinata started their training. Naruto, can you help me to train my taijutsu? Shino asked Naruto. Naruto smiled towards him and nodded. Naruto created a clone and then his clone started having a spar with Shino. On the other hand, Hinata was practicing her ninjutsu which she had learned from Minato. On the hand, Minato was watching them training hard in the crystal ball. Shisui used to tell Minato everything about Naruto and most of the time. And Minato was happy with Naruto's progress. He decided that he will teach Naruto Rasengan after he will come back from the Land of Waves mission, and then he will tell him about the Flying Rijin Jutsu. And then it was time to leave from there. Naruto asked Shino to come with them. They all three went towards Naruto's house. There Kushina saw Shino with Naruto. She smiled towards Shino and said, it is good that you come here with Naruto, Kushina said to him. And then Kushina started training Hinata and Naruto more medical ninjutsu. And since Shino wanted to learn about taijutsu, she told Shino about taijutsu more. And then Minato reached there. Naruto went towards him and then asked him why he took risks so that Naruto can get the eternal Mangekyou Sharingan. Naruto asked. There is not so much risk, Naruto, beside we love you so much, this is nothing in compared to you, Minato said to him. Naruto thanked Minato for this. It is okay Naruto, Minato said to Naruto and ruffled his hairs. And then Yamato came back home from the mission. Naruto went towards him and then showed him his eternal Mangekyou Sharingan. Elder brother, I got new eyes, Naruto said. That's good, Naruto, Yamato said to him. He smiled towards him and because he was tired he went to his room, and then Naruto again started his training. They trained for an hour and then Kushina stopped them and said, you all have to go on mission tomorrow, so don't train too much, you will need more energy, Kushina said to them. Naruto, drop Hinata at her house, Kushina said to Naruto. From Kushina and Minato learned how to behave properly. First Shino and Naruto left Hinata at her compound where Neji was practicing. Since his father was alive he was strong and was not like in the canon. He waved towards Naruto because he has seen Naruto training with Hinata so many times and talked to him too. Naruto waved his hand towards him and then they started going back from there. Thanks Naruto for the help, Shino said. You don't need to thank me, Shino, we are teammates, we can become strong together with each other's help, Naruto said to Shino, and then they both left from there towards her houses. Shino's father saw Shino talking with Naruto. He was happy that his son made a friend. He asked him about his friend. And then Shino told him that he trained with Naruto and Hinata, and then he went at Naruto's home where Lady Kushina taught him about taijutsu. His father smiled towards him and said, good work Shino, I believe that you will become strong, and then left from there. Shino was happy with that. And then Naruto went back to his house. In the next morning they gathered at the village gate. Kushina came there to leave Naruto. Neji brought Hinata there and wished her luck. Thank elder brother, Hinata said, and then Neji left from there. Minato was watching Naruto excited through the crystal ball. And then they left from there towards the mission. On the way Shisui were teaching them new things. After few hours of walking they were going when Shisui sensed two chakras there. Naruto too sensed a little bit because he was just learning the sensory skills. Sensei, I can sense something here, Naruto said. Yes, and this puddle with no rain and with no clouds is weird, Shino said. Byakugan, Hinata said, and then all three were ready to fight. Demon brothers came out of the puddle and saw Shisui there. They got scared but still they attack on him. Naruto and Hinata started attacking on them. Meanwhile Shino was beside Tazuna to protect him and he was attacking on them with his insects. Shisui was watching all this. Naruto and Hinata handled those two demon brothers easily and then subdued them. So what the demon brother are doing here, Shisui asked them. He put both of them under the genjutsu and then tried to look into their memories. He got that they were hired by Gato. Since Shisui was the strongest genjutsu user of the hidden leaf, his Koto Amatsukami was strongest genjutsu in the history. But his normal genjutsu was strong too. He went back towards Tazuna. So tell me what Gato has to do with you, Shisui asked. I am sorry, I didn't have enough money so I hired you for the C-rank mission. I don't have money for higher rank mission, Tazuna said. And then Tazuna told him about his village's situation. How kids there are not able to eat properly and how they are getting everything on high prices. So what do you think we should do, Shino, Naruto, Hinata, Shisui asked. I think we should help those people, Naruto said, and then Shino and Hinata nodded. Very well, then now and onwards you will have to be more alert, Shisui said to them. And they started leaving from there. And Zabuza Momochi saw them there. He was spying there. When he saw Shisui there he went back from there for get more shinobis. Because he knew that he will not be enough to fight against the Shisui the teleporter. After getting back from there Zabuza told Gato about this and told him that he will not be enough for Shisui the teleporter. And then they hired more shinobis so that Zabuza and those shinobis can fight with Shisui, and in meantime Haku can handle his team members. On the other hand, they all reached towards the bridge and then Tazuna took them towards his house. They rested there and then in the next morning they all four went towards the bridge and they were guarding the bridge when so many people came there. With them was Zabuza, Momochi and Haku. They all were shinobi and Gato brought more than 100 men to attack on them in case his mercenaries get failed. Zabuza attacked on Shisui and Haku attacked on Naruto, Hinata and Shino. There were more shinobis attacking on Shisui. Go Hinata, Shino, help sensei, I will handle him, Naruto said to them. When Hinata and Shino were going towards Shisui to help him, Haku used his speed to stop him, but Naruto seen that with his Sharingan. And the Naruto headed towards him fast. But still Shino got hit by Haku's attack. Naruto deactivated his chakra weights and then activated his Manjkyū Sharingan, and now he was clearly able to see how Haku was going to attack on Shino. Hinata left from there to help Shisui because she knew that Shino and Naruto will handle him. Shino, open your eyes, Naruto said to Shino. He saw that Haku was going towards Shino. Naruto put Shino under the genjutsu and then mentally started telling him what to do. And Shino was able to dodge all the attacks from Haku. Haku noticed that Naruto was doing something, so he went towards Naruto to fight. And then Naruto mentally said to Shino to leave from there. And then Haku started attacking on Naruto, but Naruto was able to see all of Haku's moves. Naruto got ready to attack on Haku with his raw strength and chakra enhanced punch. And then he saw Haku's next move and then attack on the place where Haku was about to attack. Naruto at that same place punched so hard. And Haku got injured with that but still stood up and trapped Naruto into the ice mirror technique, and Naruto was using his Manjkyū to see the next move of Haku. Naruto started attacking on those ice mirrors in which Haku was going to move in. Naruto destroyed those mirrors. Haku was barely able to protect himself. How can you see everything in my moves? Haku was thinking in his mind. Naruto created a clone and then Naruto made some hand sign and said fire style dragon flame jutsu and then his clone said wind style wind wave techniques. Naruto did a combo attack on those ice mirrors and then destroyed all the ice mirrors and now Naruto was in front of Haku. And then Naruto saw with his Manjkyū that Haku will again try to make the demonic ice mirror technique. And then Naruto attacked on Haku before he can have made the ice mirror technique and injured him. From that place Haku threw some needles towards Naruto but Naruto dodged all the needles. And then started attacking on Haku. Naruto was predicting all the moves of Haku and injured him badly in less than 5 minutes. Naruto subdued him and then used the chakra suppression seal on Haku, so that he cannot use his chakra, and then Naruto went towards Shisui to help him. Naruto saw more than 100 shinobi. Naruto crossed his fingers and then said multi-shadow clones and then created 100 clones and then started attacking on those men. Naruto was killing those men because he knew that if he will not kill them they will cause more innocent people's death. Naruto was attacking on them hard and raw strength punches and so does his clones were doing. Naruto killed more than 40 men of Gato. On the other Shino and Hinata was fighting against other Jonins and Shisui was fighting against Zabuza. Shisui noticed that there are more Jonin level shinobis so he started attacking on Zabuza seriously death blows. He took out his sword and then started using his body flicker technique to kill Zabuza. And now there was so many after images of Shisui. Zabuza was shocked to know that. And then Shisui pierced his heart so fast in less than 5 seconds and then he went towards another 3 Jonin in which Hinata and Shino were able to handle 2 of them but third one was outnumbering both of them. Shisui moved too fast towards that shinobi and then killed him so fast with his sword and then again he went towards another Jonin. Go Hinata and Shino handle those men, Shisui said to them. Shisui killed them both the Jonin and then went towards Gato and caught him there and hand over to Tazuna and then he was just watching that his genins were so fast killing those men and in just few minutes they killed all those men. Shino and Hinata were injured. Hinata healed herself and then Naruto healed Shino. And now they were normal. Good work all 3 of you, Shisui said to his team and then the villagers killed Gato there. And then the bridge work started and then Shisui started their training there. They started training. Shisui told them to increase their speed more. Naruto knew that his speed was less than Haku so he wanted to train more so that he can get more speed. Naruto created 50 clones and then started training his speed while Shino and Hinata were training their speed normal. Shisui was impressed to see Naruto using 50 clones for training. Naruto did this training more than half an hour and then Naruto dispelled his clones and then Naruto sat there to take rest and then another idea came in his mind and then Naruto after taking rest for 30 minutes created 50 clones again. Those clones started training again while Naruto was meditating and resting, regaining his chakra back. Naruto with his 50 clones for the speed and at the end of the day Naruto gained 200 hours of experience in one day. Shisui was impressed with Naruto's training. And then again next day Naruto created 100 clones to train his speed. Only Shisui was just watching Naruto doing that Naruto intense speed. Training Naruto was meditating there. This time his clones started dispelling in 20 minutes. And then again Naruto created 100 clones again after resting for 15 minutes. This is how he trained for 4 hours and took 8 hours of rest and only in one day Naruto got 400 hours of training experience. Shisui saw that and he had now an idea that how fast Naruto can learn things. Naruto used to train till the exhaustion. Naruto did this kind of training for a full week till the bridge was completed. And in that 1 week Naruto increased his speed twice of his normal speed and then they left back towards the village back. On the other hand, Sasuke was happy with his progress because he was training so hard. After reaching at the Leaf Village, they again started doing their D-rank missions and they used to train with Shisui for their speed again. Naruto used to train with the 50 clones. And since Naruto used to store 20% of his chakra daily into the chakra storing seals, Naruto did that training again for a week and increased his speed again 2 times. Shisui saw Naruto's speed and now he was impressed with Naruto's speed. Naruto now do it without chakra weights, Shisui asked Naruto and then Naruto did it and then Shisui saw that now Naruto's speed was good enough to started the body flicker technique. At one evening they all were sitting there together. So tell me how much benefit you all get with the speed training. Shino and Hinata said we increase around 1.5 times speed than before. Naruto was at 4 times of his base speed with weights and without weights it was 6 times of his 1 month before version. According to me, you all three are strong enough to become Chunin, so I brought Chunin exams form for all three of you. You can fill it if you want to become the Chunin, Shisui said to them and left from there. They all filled the Chunin exam form there without even thinking for a min. Shisui smiled to see that his genins were confident enough to do that. I said you should think about it, Shisui said. We don't think that we need to think before doing it, Shino said. Shisui took those forms and left from there and then gave that to Minato. Minato saw that Naruto's team filled the form for the Chunin exams. He decided that he will train those three in the evening daily, and in the day Shisui will train them. After filling the forms of Chunin exams, Naruto, Shino and Hinata went to Kushina, but Kushina was on a mission. But Yamato was there. They saw that Kushina was not there, so then they started training for speed again. And Yamato started training with them too. Yamato was so impressed to see Naruto's speed. Naruto was even faster than Yamato. And Naruto again was training there with his 100 clones. Minato was watching that into the crystal ball, and he was happy to see that. After few hours of training, Naruto exhausted all of his chakra and then he went to sleep there, and then Shino and Hinata too left from there. And then from next day they again started training. Shisui now knew that they will be giving the Chunin exams there, they will have to fight more. So he started training them for the exams. Shisui told Hinata to add that speed into her Byakugan perception and her taijutsu style. And Shino to use that speed in taijutsu for 1 day and 2 days for the bugs. And for Naruto, he started training the sunshine with the help of Shisui. Naruto this time create 200 clones. And then Shisui told Naruto how to use the sunshine jutsu. And then Naruto started training for the sunshine jutsu. Naruto was now able to train for 20 minutes with 200 clones, and Shisui was pushing Naruto so much. Naruto, keep your mind and emotions in control, Shisui said to Naruto. Naruto was training hard. Naruto trained for 4 hours and rested the 8 hours in daytime. He trained 800 hours for that day in 1 day with 200 clones. And then in the evening Minato was waiting for Naruto so that he can teach Naruto about the Rasengan. Minato told Naruto about the first step, rotation in water balloon. Naruto again created 200 clones to learn that first step soon. What, Naruto, this is too much, Minato said to Naruto. I usually do it, Naruto said to Minato. That means Shisui is pushing hard to make him stronger, he really cares about Naruto, Minato thought in his mind and smiled. Naruto started practicing the first step of the Rasengan, and in just 2 hours Naruto learned first step. With the rest time Naruto exhausted his chakra. And then Naruto slept in his room. And then next day Naruto created 200 clone 100 for the Rasengan's first step and 100 for the sunshine. At the end of the day Naruto nearly mastered sunshine and mastered first step of Rasengan fully. On the other hand, Hinata and Shino mastered the taijutsu with that speed. And then next day Minato told Naruto about the air balloon, and then Naruto mastered second step of the Rasengan and sunshine fully. And Hinata and Shino fully combined their speed with insect uses and then taijutsu. And then it took Naruto 2 more days to learn third step of the Rasengan, but was not able to fully master that. It was an early stage Rasengan. They all three were ready to go for the Chunin exams. Naruto with his team reached towards the exam hall where they were heading into the exam hall. Hinata noticed the genjutsu. Release it, Hinata, Naruto said to Hinata. Hinata released the genjutsu. So Naruto, son of Lord Hokage, you broke the genjutsu Hakutetsu, and Izumo said to Naruto. And there reached Team 7 and Team 9 too. Lee first saw Sasuke there, and then Lee challenged Sasuke for the spar. And the spar between Sasuke and Rock Lee started. Sasuke attacked on Lee with so much speed, but Lee countered that speed with his own speed and kicked Sasuke away from there. Naruto was watching that speed. And he knew that Naruto was faster than that. And still Sasuke got beaten by that kick, but Sasuke came back again and their taijutsu battle started again with so much intensity. Hinata, Shino and Naruto was watching that spar with no amazement. Neji noticed that. So Hinata, if you are not impressed with this much speed, that means you are faster than this, or you have seen someone faster than this, Neji said to Hinata. Yes, elder brother, our sensei, if much faster than this, Hinata said to Neji. That's good, Neji said to Hinata. And then there reached Might Guy, and then he stopped both of them, and Lee said sorry for his behavior to Sasuke. And then Lee saw Naruto there. You are Naruto, right? Lee said to Naruto. You are fight Lee, Naruto said to Lee. Thanks Naruto, I would like to have a fight with you too, but after the exam, Lee said to Naruto. It's okay Lee, we will get so much time for doing this, Naruto said to Lee. If you are Gai-sensei's students, that means your taijutsu will be so fast. Dad told me that there is no any strong shinobi as Gai-sensei in taijutsu, Naruto said to Lee. Oh, thanks Naruto-kun, Lee said to Naruto. You are a good person, Lee said. Will you be my friend? Lee said to Naruto. Yes, why not, we already are comrades, right? Naruto said to Lee. That's awesome, Lee said to Naruto. This is Neji and Tenten, Lee said to Naruto. Quit it, Lee, we already know, Naruto, Neji said. Oh, that's nice, Lee. Meet my teammates, my best friends Lady Hinata and Master Shino, Naruto jokingly said to Lee. Lee laughed at that. Quit it, Naruto, Shino said. Wow, Shino, you started speaking, Naruto said to Shino and smiled towards him. Shut your mouth, Shino said to Naruto and smiled. What did you just smile? Naruto said. Let's go, Naruto, we are getting late, Shino said to Naruto. And then there appeared Shisui all of a sudden. Sensei, what are you doing here? I just came here to see if my students are alright, Shisui said to Naruto. Yes, we are alright, Sensei, Shino said. Good luck to all of you, I hope you become Chunin, Shisui said to them. Thanks, Sensei, Hinata said to Shisui. Shisui wished them good luck and they left from there. And then they all left towards the exam hall. Naruto noticed that Sasuke become stronger than before and his Sharingan too evolved to 3 Tomo. He doesn't know how Sasuke got 3 Tomo in both of his eyes. Sasuke has gone through the same hard training and a life-threatening mission, and that's how he had awakened the 3 Tomo Sharingan. They sat there into the exam hall. And then Ibiki Morino reached there and told them about the rules of the exam test. There are 9 questions, you have to answer these questions and you have 45 minutes and then you will get the 10th question, Ibiki said. And then they all get the exam sheets. If you will get caught 5 times you will be get out of the exam and your team will be out of the exams and your time starts now, Ibiki said. And then they all started cheating in the exams. Hinata wrote some answers and then she used Byakugan for cheating. Naruto wrote the answers he knew that and then he started cheating with the help of his Sharingan, and Shino was cheating with the help of his bugs. Many others were cheating too. Few teams get out of the Chunin exams. And when time finished for those 9 questions and now it was the time for the 10th question. You will get now the 10th question and it will be mandatory to answer that question. If you answer that question wrong then you will be Genin forever and then you will never be able to become Chunin. You will be eternal Genin, and if you leave from here now so you will get more chance but your team will go together with you. So it is up to you now if you want to leave from here or you want to be eternal Genin, Ibiki said to them. And then few more teams left from there and now. And then the rest of them stopped there. Congratulations, you get past this round of the exam, Ibiki said to them. And then Anko reached there. This year there are more shinobis since last time, looks like you have got soft, Anko said to Ibiki. Come on brats, come behind me and met me at the training ground 44, Anko said to them and then left from there. She went towards the training ground 44. They all went in front of training ground 44. This is the survival test of the Chunin exams and you have to stay in the training ground 44, famous for the name Forest of Death. It is up to you if you want to go inside the forest or you can leave from here, but the rules are same that your team will go with you now, and if you were ready to go in the Forest of Death it will be your responsibility. Before going into the Forest of Death you will have to sign this consent form. And what is written in that consent form? Sakura asked. That the Leaf Village will not be responsible if you lose of your life into the forest, so understand it before that you can lose your life into the survival test too, Anko said to them. Now you will get one of the scroll and then you will have to fight with another teams to get the another scroll and then you will have to reach at the tower before the end of 3rd day, Anko said to them. They all signed the consent form and then took one of the scroll. Naruto took the Heaven Scroll from there and then they have to look for the Earth Scroll. You all are ready now, you can go into the Forest of Death now, Anko said to them. Naruto, Hinata and Shino went into the Forest of Death so fast. Sasuke noticed that they were fast, and since his childhood he always wanted to surpass Naruto. He even noticed that Naruto got the Heaven Scroll and Sasuke himself got the Earth Scroll. So now he was thinking about to fight with Naruto because he was confident about that he can win against Naruto. He was training so hard. He went behind Naruto. Sakura and Kiba was with him. Naruto noticed another team with the Earth Scroll and he was looking for that team. When a giant snake left from there, Naruto saw that giant snake and then he got alert. He didn't expect that he will those giant snake in the forest. Hinata, Shino, be alert, have you seen that giant snake? Naruto asked both of them. At first Sasuke avoided the giant snake and left from there towards Naruto. Sakura and Kiba was barely able to avoid that giant snake. Naruto, Hinata and Shino were talking and making a strategy when Naruto sensed Sasuke's chakra. Sasuke reached towards Naruto. "What are you doing here?" Naruto asked Sasuke. "We are in middle of a competition and you have the Heaven Scroll and we have Earth Scroll. So one use can get another scroll from other team," Sasuke said to them. "Hey Sasuke, don't you think we should look for weak team? We have to go towards the tower and for that we will need more energy in case we will have to face another team," Kiba said to Sasuke. "Shut up Kiba," Sasuke said to Kiba. "Sasuke-kun, he is right," Sakura said to Sasuke. "You are annoying Sakura," Sasuke said to Sakura. "Quit it Sasuke, I don't want to fight you, go look for another team," Naruto said to Sasuke. "Are you scared of me?" Sasuke said to Naruto. "Really, do I look scared even one bit?" Naruto said to Sasuke. "Then fight me," Sasuke said to Naruto. "You really want to get out of the Chunin exam?" Naruto said to Sasuke. Sasuke started attacking on Naruto so fast. Naruto dodged that attack. "Leave from here or I will beat you so bad," Naruto angrily said to Sasuke. Then again Sasuke attacked on Naruto, but that attack got hit on Hinata and now Naruto was so angry. "It is okay Naruto-kun, I am okay," Hinata said to Naruto. Naruto got ready to fight with Sasuke. Now he activated his Mangekyou Sharingan and then attacked on Sasuke so fast. A punch chakra enhanced Naruto charged on Sasuke. Naruto by himself deflected and then hit on a tree and the stem of that tree got partially destroyed. That strength is too much, Sakura thought in her mind. But still Sasuke attacked on Naruto again. But Naruto still dodged that attack and this time he punched Sasuke so hard that he flew back few meters away from there. And then Naruto via sunshine next moment was in front of Sasuke again. "What, how did he do that? I have not seen him that he moved so fast," Kiba thought in his mind. Sakura was shocked to see that Naruto moved so fast from one place to another place that fast. Naruto was in front of Sasuke. "Now give me that scroll or I will beat you," Naruto said to Sasuke. Sasuke stood up again and then he charged a Chidori to attack on Naruto so fast. Naruto predicted since before because of his Mangekyou ability. Naruto dodged that Chidori easily and then again punched Sasuke so hard. And now Sasuke was so furious about that he was feeling left behind. He was in rage and pure hatred form. He had so much hatred in his mind for Naruto he wanted to kill Naruto. Naruto saw that Sasuke is now in front of him, lay down on the ground. Naruto went back to see Hinata if he was seriously wounded. When Naruto reached there and saw Hinata, she in that much time healed herself. Naruto was looking towards Hinata when Sasuke stood up again and then all of a sudden Naruto sensed a stronger chakra there. That giant snake and someone with strong chakra. Hinata noticed that Naruto was looking for something. "Byakugan," Hinata said and then said to Naruto, "In front of you less than 1 kilometer only one shinobi but with strong chakra," Hinata said to Naruto. "This is bad," Naruto said to Hinata. "Shino, Hinata, get ready to leave from here," Naruto said to Shino and Hinata. Until that much time that giant snake came close to them. "He is so fast we cannot run from that person." And then came there a shinobi with a strong chakra. It was a girl's and on a giant snake. Kiba and Sakura were scared of that giant snake. "What now, Naruto?" Kiba asked. "This girl is so strong, be close to each other, if we will split we will surely die," Naruto said to them. "You were right," Shino said. "Right," Hinata said, and they all three were ready to fight with Orochimaru. Naruto saw that Orochimaru was showing so much killing intent. What the hell is this? At this rate he will not even think before killing someone, Naruto thought in his mind. Naruto doesn't want to risk Hinata and Shino's life. Sasuke stood up and was getting ready to fight. "Shino, Hinata, can you handle that giant snake?" Naruto asked. "Will be difficult but I guess we can," Shino said. "But what about you, Naruto-kun?" Hinata said. "It will be okay, don't worry about me, I will have to fight him, and if that giant snake will distract me I will not be able to fight against him," Naruto said to Shino and Hinata. Naruto deactivated his chakra weight and then activated his Mangekyou Sharingan. And he got ready to fight with Orochimaru. Naruto ran towards Orochimaru so fast with a kunai in his hand and then tried to pierce his heart with wind-style chakra. Because wind is stronger than lightning, he knew. On the other side Hinata and Shino were fighting against that giant snake. Shino was distracting that giant snake. And then Hinata made some hand signs and then said water-style water wave and then again made some hand signs and then said lightning-style thunderclap arrow and added the lightning into that water. Because of Shino's insects that snake was distracted. Hinata's water wave with lightning hits that giant snake and it hurts him. Shino saw that Hinata successfully got a hit on that snake. He sent his bugs to seal that snake's eyes, and then Hinata went towards the giant snake and then started attacking on that giant snake with her gentle fist. She was attacking on his chakra points so fast because that giant snake was attacking on them so hard. Hinata closed his chakra points and then she got hit by snake's tail. Now that giant snake was slow because of chakra points being sealed. Hinata threw a kunai towards Shino. Add your chakra onto the kunai and attack on him, Hinata said to Shino. Hinata added the lightning chakra to the kunai and started hitting on that giant snake's chakra points, and Shino too tried to add the chakra into the kunai and then attacked on that giant snake. Together Hinata and Shino killed that giant snake, and then that giant snake vanished from there. On the other hand, Naruto was fighting with Orochimaru. Sakura was shocked to see that Hinata with the help of Shino killed that giant snake. That Hinata used to be so shy and a kind girl killed a giant snake. And then she saw that Naruto was giving tough competition to Orochimaru. Naruto was predicting all of his moves and then attacking on him. Naruto was punching Orochimaru with so much strength and chakra added so that he can finish him. Naruto created a Rasengan in his hand and then predicted his movement and the hit at the place where Orochimaru was going to be. That Rasengan hits Orochimaru hard and he got injured. Because of that Rasengan, Orochimaru got injured badly, and then Naruto headed a little back and then made some hand signs before he can heal himself. Naruto created a clone fire style dragon flame jutsu. And then his clone said wind style wind wave jutsu, and that giant wind wave burned Orochimaru's skin badly. And then there reached Hinata. She too created a clone. She made the hand signs and then said water style water wave, and then her clone said lightning style thunderclap arrow. And she gave him the shock. And then Naruto got a little back and now he was playing protective and was only using his ability to see the future glimpse when Orochimaru was about to attack, because his Sharingan will need cool down time. So while fighting he was trying to cool down his eyes. While fighting he was sending chakra to his eyes to cool them down, and he was using his abilities only on need only. Sasuke was watching all this happening. Naruto was fighting with that strong opponent. Not even only him, his teammates were also working with him and supporting him. He was feeling lost and he was in rage. He had so much hatred into his heart for Naruto. His hatred and his emotions caused the stress to his eyes, and then his eye pattern changed, and then he got the Mangekyou Sharingan. Orochimaru knew that to stay there onwards will be dangerous for him because he was injured, and then he noticed that Sasuke too awakened the Mangekyou Sharingan. What the hell, he too awakened the Mangekyou Sharingan, Orochimaru thought in his mind. I should have attacked on them with full strength. I underestimated them, Orochimaru thought in his mind. He gathered all of his chakra. He went towards Sasuke and then gave him a curse mark seal. Sasuke was able to see him moving but was not able to react that fast. When he got the curse mark seal he gathered so much chakra and then he was going to attack on him with his Amaterasu, but before that Naruto hit Orochimaru with a Rasengan. Orochimaru transferred his consciousness into a snake after giving Sasuke the curse mark. And then Sasuke burned his body with Amaterasu. What the hell, the black flames, he too got the Mangekyou Sharingan, Naruto thought in his mind. So it is his ability, Naruto thought in his mind. Orochimaru's body burned there on the ground, but he escaped from there into a snake. Hinata was tired and Naruto was tired too, but within the minute they healed their body by using chakra. Are you okay, Naruto? Hinata Shino asked them. Yes, we are okay, Naruto said. I just need some time to relax, Hinata said to Shino and Naruto. Don't worry about that. And now Naruto and Sasuke was in front of each other. Sasuke was more durable this time and he was controlling that chakra with him hatred. His curse mark was glowing and the purple chakra was leaking out of his body and his body was glowing. Naruto was amazed to see that. Sasuke started attacking on Naruto in that state. Naruto who was resting and healing himself. Sasuke attacked on Naruto with a high-speed kick. Naruto got angry on that and he too started attacking on Sasuke faster than before. They both were fast. Sasuke charged a Chidori. Naruto predicted his attack and then charged a Rasengan and then ready to counter Chidori. Naruto attacked on Chidori with perfect timing and countered that Chidori with his Rasengan. When those two attacks clashed it created a shockwave and then Naruto and Sasuke got back a little and then again Sasuke started attacking on Naruto and Naruto too moved so fast and now Naruto was using chakra to increase the strength. Naruto was predicted Sasuke's moves and then was attacking on Sasuke and dodging all the attacks on Sasuke. Naruto noticed that Sasuke was gathering chakra into his left eye to attack on Naruto and Naruto knew Sasuke's Mangekyou ability. So he got ready to attack on Sasuke and counter the Amaterasu. Naruto created 4 to 5 clones and started attacking on Sasuke so fast. Sasuke attacked on Naruto's 2 clones with his Amaterasu and then those 2 vanished from there. Who is the real one? Sasuke was thinking in his mind. Because of using Curse Chakra and Mangekyou, now Sasuke was in weak condition. Naruto attacked on Sasuke with a chakra-enhanced punch and Sasuke got unconscious by that punch. Now Naruto was tired, he used so much chakra into the fight. He was fighting since more than an hour, so he just need to rest for a while. Naruto first cooled down his eyes with chakra and then Naruto went towards Hinata and started resting there, and now Sasuke was unconscious and Sakura and Kiba was looking towards Naruto. Since Kiba was Naruto's friend, so he doesn't want to attack on him. Naruto when got healed fully, he started leaving from there. Should we leave them like this? Shino asked. They both are awake and fine, only he Sasuke is unconscious, Naruto said to Shino. Right, Shino said. I have got the location of another team with Earth Scroll, Shino said to Naruto. Are you okay now, Hinata? Naruto asked. Yes, I am resting since a while now, Hinata said to Naruto. So we will now attack on that team, and first we'll take the Earth Scroll and then we'll head towards the tower. We need to tell big brother Itachi about this and dad too, Naruto said to Shino and Hinata. They headed towards the forest now. They reached towards a team and they were just spying on them. Hinata was using Byakugan to track them. Naruto was now ready to attack on them. That was Team Dosu from the hidden sound. Naruto was ready to attack on them. We will catch them off guard and will attack on them fast and take the scroll from them and will go towards the tower as soon as possible, Naruto said to Hinata and Shino. Got it, Shino and Hinata said to Naruto. It was Team Dosu, they were going to attack on Team 8 as they were ordered by Orochimaru. Because originally Orochimaru wanted Naruto's body because he had more chakra with Mangekyou Sharingan and he was the Jinchuriki of 9 tails, means he will get near perfect with Naruto's body. On the other hand, Naruto jumped in front of Team Dosu. Naruto attacked on Dosu so fast and Shino attacked on Zaku with his bugs and Hinata jumped in front of Kintsuchi. She was attacking on Hinata by using the Genjutsu. Hinata released that Genjutsu and then close her chakra points in that much time. Naruto subdued Dosu and then Naruto headed towards Zaku. Shino already blocked him air globes and then Naruto punched him and he became unconscious. Naruto saw that Hinata already blocked the chakra points of Kintsuchi. Shino took the scroll from Dosu and then he said, "This way Naruto, this way is empty," Shino said to Naruto. "Yeah, but tower in front of us," Hinata said to Shino. "There are some shinobis ahead, so we need to go on right first and then we will head towards the tower," Shino said to Naruto and Hinata. "Very well, then lead our way," Naruto said to Shino. They started heading towards the tower but while staying away from the other teams, and they all reached at the tower in few hours. While resting, hiding, and then after reaching the tower, Naruto and Shino together opened the scroll and then Iruka reached there. "Congratulations, you have passed this round," Iruka said to Team 8. Iruka saw their cloths a little dirty. "Are you okay? What happened?" Iruka asked. "It's okay, Iruka-sensei, we just had a fight with a strong shinobi," Naruto said to Iruka. "Sensei, we need to talk to dad," Naruto said to him. And then they left from there. This was for this video. We'll meet you in the next part. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. You are watching Sage What Ifs. Stay tuned.